Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're talking Love Island USA, Season 5, Episode 4. You guys know why you are here, and what the heck, you guys? What in the heck? So we are dealing with the aftermath of the two new bombshells, Carmen and Hannah, who have selected Victor and Marco as their new couples and all of the things. And so for some reason, Jasmine and Anna are having like mental breakdowns and all of these things. And Jasmine now all of a sudden wants Victor, although she couldn't stand him the first day and couldn't stand to look at him and felt that they were opposites attract. But now that all of these ladies are interested in Victor, now all of a sudden she wants to play like she is interested too. But I see right through her, because I don't think she's still interested. I think she just doesn't want to put herself at risk of being dumped, is what I think, right? And then the audacity to be mad at Carmen when, like, I don't understand these girls. They're being so clingy. It is day 3, day 4. You guys are acting like we are already a month into the villa. We are already like 4 weeks in, and you are closed off or exclusive or whatever, and your couple. No. It has only been a couple of days, right? It has only been a couple of days. And then it was wild because Destiny was comforting Jasmine, and Victor had walked over to try to talk to her, and because she was like crying because Victor, of course, put his arm around Carmen, indicating that he was feeling her. But I was looking at Victor and Destiny in particular, and it was giving me power couple. I think there is something there, and I do not know why producers are not showing us their conversations, because I refuse to believe that Victor just chose to kiss Destiny in the challenge the day before out of nowhere, and he said that they had a lot of things in common. So I'm peeping that. I am also peeping Destiny talking to Bergie in the background, so that potentially can be a friendship couple, giving like the weird, I don't know. I feel like it could happen. I still want Bergie to go, but I guess for the time being, to have my girl Destiny safe, I'm fine with him staying for now, right? I don't know what is going on with Marco and his hair and this hot mess of a cap, and he's trying to like look like Justin Timberlake or something. Like, it's just all a hot mess. I cannot stand to look at him. Also, we had a situation where Cassie decided to dead things with Leo and said that her needs are not being met. And so now Leo has gone full throttle on to Anna, and I do not understand why, what is happening, because I think Anna is just going to like whoever is going to keep her safe, right? And as of right now, that's going to be Leo, right? But Leo got humbled. He got humbled because he thought that he was the hot commodity of the villa. And it actually is Victor. Real talk, right? He's really the only one that's the hot commodity. But Leo, really thinks he is. And he's not. But I still think he should have went with his initial interest in Destiny. But I think he felt as though, since she didn't stay there with him, that he was just going to kind of move it along to his preference, right? So nonetheless, we are continuing into the night, and these girls are like, trying to be like, oh, we need to talk to Carmen about her decision to choose Victor. And she's like, okay, well, I'll talk to you guys later. It's just so petty. It's like, has anybody seen the show before? Do you know the role of a bombshell? The role of a bombshell is to find a connection, right? And 9 times out of 10 on most of these franchises, you have 24 hours, and then after that 24 hours, you can choose somebody to recouple with, right? Of who you have the best connection with. And it doesn't mean that it's going to last forever, right? But these girls are acting brand new. They're acting like they are wifed off and exclusive, and it is weird. And so then, before we conclude the night, we have, Cassie, who has decided to talk to Keenan the rest of the night, to KK's dismay, because she's like, what the heck? Like, this is my couple. Why can't I talk to my man? And it was a very weird conversation, because Cassie, she's like doing the whole thing where you're like trying to touch on Keenan and flirt with him. And so she's all like, well, if KK wasn't here, who would you be interested in? And he was like, well, I'd be interested in you or whatever. And so she's all geeking out. She's like freaking out. She's like, oh my gosh. And I was like, oh, she doesn't like him. She doesn't like him, but she wants to cause drama. And I'm like, isn't it fitting? The person who is complaining, who was crying the other day to KK about how pissed you are at Anna, who was also supposed to be allegedly your best friend, for her kissing Leo in a challenge and Leo moving on to her and pieing you off, that you're doing the same thing to your good friend KK. And it was so awkward to the point that KK had to walk over there to Keenan because he wasn't shutting anything down, and said that he was mutually attracted to her and that they needed to explore something and all of the things. And then as soon as KK walked over there, Cassie quickly got up there and bolted, you guys. And so, KK's trying to get the 411 as far as like, what the heck? And so Keenan's telling her, well, yeah, there's mutual attraction here and I might need to get to know her. I'm always going to run everything by you, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Keenan, you are fumbling the bag. And, and so KK kept it cool. But then once she reconvened with Jasmine and Anna, she just let half because she was like, KK's supposed to be my girl. I feel like a knife is stabbed in my back. I feel like once again, I'm going to have to fight for somebody. Like, it's a hot mess. And I got pissed too because KK's conversation with Keenan was cut short because Marco and all these people like crowded around him to get the tea, and then Cassie's up here buzzing to the girls like, oh my gosh, Keenan's feeling me and blah blah blah, and I had no idea he was attracted to me. And I was like, oh, I see what this is about to be. She doesn't like Keenan, but she wants to get the attention of Keenan being interested in her. So then whenever a bombshell that she likes does come in, she could basically go move on to him. Like, I've seen this before. These women who want to, fill themselves if a black man's interested in them, or want to see how far that they can go with the black man or whoever that is coupled up with the black woman to try to get her upset, to try to get her pressed. I know the game. I know the routine, you guys. And I was just like, I see right through her, right? So then we have bed or whatever. Everybody goes to bed or whatever. The new couples are formed and all of this, and at that point, KK and Keenan don't look like they cuddled that. Like, it was kind of like a small cuddle, but it wasn't like how they had been like intimate the past couple of nights or what have you. And so then we wake up the next morning and Marco is up here bragging in the bed to everybody in the villa. It was like, yeah, I got my back scratched. There was, chemistry. There was physical attraction, all in front of his former couple, Destiny. And Destiny was like, listen, you're not going to be disrespecting me up here in front of all of these people. You can talk about that when I'm not around, but you're directly throwing shade to me, and I had to give Destiny props. I know people are mixed on her, but I need her to stay in the villa if she is going to give me this energy, right? And I have a feeling that Marco might slide back. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I don't know. I see vibes. I see vibes between Destiny and Victor in particular, and I think she should couple up, like I said, with Bergie to stay in the villa. But that was savage because everybody after that point shut up, right? And so then the next day, we have Cassie who is, talking to Keenan all day. And I could tell, like, KK is upset about it. And she's up here talking to some of the other Islanders and is like, well, don't tell Keenan anything. But I feel a certain type of way. But it's going to look like I'm desperate if I'm the person who is, like, trying to spy on them and see what's happening and all of the things. And so, I think what the most alarming thing about this is Cassie supposedly is supposed to be the closest to KK, and I have no idea why she's like ignoring her, like she has no idea who she is. And it is just very weird behavior. So as a result of this, because everybody crowned, Keenan and KK, mom and dad of the villa, that they had like the strongest connection, all of the girls are backing KK. And they feel a certain type of way about Cassie because she is moving mad, right? So then they get text message that there's going to be a masquerade party, right? In the villa for the evening. So they get them like some masks and all of the things. Bergie doesn't know what a masquerade is, and so the guys are trying to tell him. Keenan's up here talking about how he's giving him, classes the next day or some tips or pointers. And, really is saying before bed that he just wants a girl to choose him. And I'm like, get Bergie out of here. This is going to be annoying. But it looks like producers at least listen to the fact that we do not want to see Bergie all episode. That we actually want to see an actual dating show, right? So hopefully that continues and he can go soon, right? So we had a new bombshell that showed up to the masquerade, though. We had an Australian who was a diamond dealer. And, and he was cute. He's handsome. He's, like, super tall. Miles above. Like, I would say the only other competition really he has is Victor, right? But everybody else can go, as far as I'm concerned. And so nonetheless, all of the girls, they were sitting out there at the fire pit, getting to know him and all of the things, and introducing themselves. And so then the guys are up here just goofing off in the dressing room, just not paying any mind that, their girls are already ready and already downstairs. Like, you can just tell it's just so much, like, separate activity that is taking place. These guys are in their own little world, their own little frat party, and the girls can't stand each other, but, like, also are kind of moving in weird, directions, because it's different cliques, different alliances that are taking place, depending on who's coupled up with who and who is interested in who, right? So eventually the guys come down, they see the new bombshell and all of this, and Leo immediately, by his reaction, I could tell he felt threatened, and I was like, you should be, Leo. You should be, because you are not the hot commodity. And you never were. It was actually Victor, right? But people were scared at first, right? So nonetheless, we get into this game, and so it kind of reminds me of like the first game that they usually do on Love Island, where you reveal certain secrets about like your sex life or like an ex or something like quirky about you. So a lot of the different things were like, somebody had sex in a professor's office, somebody hooked up with their ex's brother and their cousin as revenge, which is just trife. But that, of course, was Jasmine. So I'm like, who is surprised, right? So it was interesting because it was when the girls' turn, they all pretty much wanted to kiss the new bombshell, right? And so Jasmine did not fool me. She had like a 10-minute kiss with the new bombshell, and it was like, well, what the heck? Like, are you just gonna like suck his entire face for the rest of the night? Like, we were in the middle of a game. So that told me right then and there her behavior and how she moves, because all she talks about is sex. That she was never into Victor. She just didn't want anybody else to have him because she wanted to ensure that she was safe, and people like that are not going to last in the villa that long, right? And so then, we have a situation to where it is Keenan's turn. And since, there was alleged mutual, interest expressed between him and Cassie was just basically wasting his time, he decides to choose her for a question where I believe it was using the shower head, to please themselves and all of the things. And Keenan was like, well, that's not that outrageous. And it was funny because the other guys knew who it was. The other guys knew who the correct answer was, and I'm like, Keenan, how do you not know? And even Marco gave him a hint, like, Keenan, you should know the answer to this. And it was just embarrassing. But what does Keenan do? Keenan falls for the trap, Keenan takes the bait, and Keenan goes over to Cassie to try to kiss her, except for she rejects him, you guys. He goes in to kiss her, and it is like the shortest kiss ever. She like literally like leans back like he has the ick, and I was just like, what is going on? This is savage. This is so messy. This is so inappropriate. But I was like, Keenan, this is what you get. This is what you deserve. If you keep playing games like this, you are about to be one of the first men out of here. Over Bergie. Like, if you want to keep playing like this, please do not use the voters and play games with us, because we will get you out. And so he was really pissed. He felt a certain type of way. And of course, the answer ends up being KK. And that just made matters so much worse, because not only did you not choose your girl, but you choose the person who you think you're interested in, but really you're not interested in, because you even said in a conversation earlier that there has to be more than just physical attraction that is taking place. Otherwise, what's the point, right? And you had a good thing going with KK. And so it was KK's turn, and I believe, the clue that she had about her person was they had a threesome, and I believe something else or whatever, but she just went ahead and chose the new bombshell anyways, because she was not about to kiss Keenan after all of his shenanigans. So she goes over, she like sits on the new bombshell's lap. I was like, go ahead, KK girl, and starts making out with him or whatever. And then it turned out to be his answer. So then they like wrap up the masquerade. Jasmine's like already putting on for the new bombshell. I don't know if he's necessarily interested in Jasmine, so I'm trying to peep like who he's actually going to try to go for. But I feel like Anna and Jasmine and Cassie like need to go immediately. Like, they are just bad vibes in the villa, you guys. They are just bad vibes, and they're very messy, right? They're all very messy and very catty, and it's very annoying, right? And so then Keenan is having like a come to Jesus moment, right, with the guys, and because he's mad, he's embarrassed that he embarrassed himself, he played himself, and is telling the guys, Cassie was the one that was coming at me and saying that she was attracted to me, this and that, and then you're gonna back up like that in the middle of the thing. And I was like, that's your fault, Keenan. That is your fault for wasting all of this time talking to Cassie when all she was doing was playing games, and showed her behind because of how she was kissing the new bombshell. So you already knew what it was. She wasn't attracted to you, but she wanted the confidence boost after ending things with Leo, right? She wanted the confidence boost, and she wanted to see if she can get something one up on her alleged BFF KK, who she still has not spoken to, right? And so, nonetheless, then we have KK. She is in a conversation with Hannah, and she's just like, listen, she's like telling her, she's like, listen, like, I feel like an idiot, and she's like, I'm putting my all into this person, and once again, I'm getting played. Once again, I'm not somebody's first choice. Like, what is happening, right? And she's like, I don't want to be the girl that's like the pick me or whatever, but why couldn't Keenan, like, you're sitting next to me, and you couldn't even pick me for the challenge? You're just going to go ahead and go for the jugular and just kiss somebody that you want to kiss and just not even kiss me? Like what is up with that? So she's all in her feelings, and she's too pretty to cry. She is too pretty to cry, and not over some K-9 Keenan. I'm sorry. He is not even worth crying over for, girl. Absolutely not. I hope they bring some men into this villa, because these men need to be humbled. They're running circles around these women, and it is too much. We need some more testosterone in there. We need some more men that are on the caliber of Harrison, that are, like 6'3", 6'4", and above, that are muscular, that are good looking, that are in their mid to late 20s, who are confident, sure of themselves, and all of the things to teach these little men a lesson that they're not just going to be trying to run all this game in this villa and think that they're going to get to the end. Because it's not going to happen. And so now I'm agitated because at the end of the episode, so we have, of course, our Unseen Bits episode that's going to be tomorrow. I'll see whether or not it's worth checking out or worth doing a review on or not. It's usually hit or miss. But nonetheless, Sunday's episode, right? We're going to have a recoupling where the first girl is going to be dumped from the villa officially. And also, we have in the preview, Cassie has on the tears, you guys. She has on the Karen tears to Keenan. Like, oh my gosh, you don't understand. Like, none of the girls like me. I'm being bullied. They're not treating me right. Blah, 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 blah. Like, it wasn't you. It wasn't that. I just didn't want there to be tension or issues or what have you with KK, who she still has not spoken to. And you can see the camera pan off to KK, who clearly sees from a distance this weird conversation taking place where she's trying to play victim and still trying to make it seem like she's trying to get to know Keenan. And I don't know if this is before or after they find out that there's going to be a recoupling, that she is pulling this stunt, but I am not here for any of it, right? So I mean, Keenan needs to get it together as far as I'm concerned, right? You need to be working hard to get KK back. You need to be doing some grand gestures. You need to be showing her that you're not going to play yourself like that again. and let her know that you're all in with her, because she's up here being all intimate with you and all this stuff, thinking that you guys are rock solid, and you're pulling crap like this, right? You guys are supposed to be making it to the finals and potentially winning the show, and you're fumbling the bag, like, in record time, right? And so we will see Sunday whether or not Keenan gets his act together, or if he falls for the Karen tears that Cassie is about to drop on him. And it's just embarrassing. It is just embarrassing, you know, seeing men fall prey to the same BS shenanigans of women who do not want him. But again, when they get jealous, if certain people are with somebody that they feel that they're attractive enough to pull, they pull games like this. And I saw right through it. That's why I said immediately Cassie, Anna, and Jasmine need to go, because they're not giving, and it's giving desperation, right? None of them are interested in their couples, but they have to go behind their so-called girlfriend's back to their male couples and their male counterparts and flirt with them and do all of the things and be inappropriate and show their true colors in these challenges. And I think Victor finally got the ick of Jasmine because he saw through her. He saw her game. But there is that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.